You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done.
Every Thursday night,
E.Ali,
Facebook Live,
the weekly news,
TikTok,
no cap,
YouTube. You got your boy E.Ali and the
local news,
ToLe'Do.
regional, and the shit that might go viral. You know I'ma got
E.Ali and
you.
the
You know I got you.
ToLe'Do.
Yeah. What it do, Toledo? This is your boy E.Ali and the ToLe'Do. We back at it, back in the film, back into recording, getting back at the show, man. Starting off the season, man. It's Thursday, November 21st, 2024. Exactly, almost what? What is it, 20 days? What, 11? Yeah, 11 days. Well, my birthday was on the 11th. So I'm celebrating a birthday. 53. Turned 53 this year. You know what I'm saying? Just gaining different perspective. Broaden my horizon. Starting to come to a more international, you know, trying to get more international, for so to speak, you know, because locally I can't, you know, locally sometimes you find yourself frustrated here in Toledo. You know what I mean? 45 minutes out of Detroit, Michigan, pothole capital USA. This is your boy E.Ali, man, the city marshal of Toledo, Ohio. That's right, E.Ali and the ToLe'Do. Again, man, just gaining a new perspective on life. Trying to figure some things out. You know what I'm saying? One of them always in the moments of thinking out loud and shit. You know, always, I got this, well, it's a saying I always used to see in the Final Call and a couple other places, man. They used to say, if you can think, you can save yourself. And that's what we have to do around here in Toledo, man. Just have to try to find a new way. You know, I'm sure y'all like me who basically didn't grew up here. You know what I'm saying? I went to the elementary schools, some of the fine elementary schools. Most of them, some of them is toe down now. So I went to, started off at King and elementary school, think Head Start. That's when the old King was on the corner of, what is that, Pinewood and Lawrence. Yeah, that was Lawrence it was on. So right there. Matter of fact, like right there where today that field is, where the swimming pool is. If you could drive down door and you see the swimming pool that's on door, that field right there, that's where the old King School used to be. You know. But nevertheless, went from there, went to Nathan Hale. You know, Nathan Hale was a good school at the time, a good area. And then that's on the west side of the viaduct. And so anytime you in the city, as long as you on the west side of the viaduct, you doing a little bit better, or you in a better area. You know, the tax base is different there. More homeowners and two-parent households and shit like that. You know, possibly working at Jeep or Champion Spark Plug at the den, or Dola Jivis and shit. You know, that was the landscape then. Then I went from Nathan Hale to Lincoln School to I went from Lincoln School to Leverett. I take that back. Did I go? Yeah, I just went to Leverett for that 1 year, for like a half or 2 quarters, I think it was. went to Leverett, went to Robinson. From Leverett, got in a situation, man, got incarcerated actually. You know what I'm saying? Being a youngin'. After Robinson, that high school year, going into Scott, went from Scott, transferred to Woodward, and got into a situation. Found myself in juvie. You understand? But nevertheless, just got a new perspective. This is your boy E.Ali, man. Let's get to it, man. And this is the new show.
Call Erica. It's E.Ali in the ToLe'Do. E.Ali, E.Ali, E.Ali in the ToLe'Do. E.Ali, E.Ali. We from the ToLe'Do. E.Ali in the ToLe'Do.
Hey, man, E.Ali in the ToLe'Do, Thursday, November 21st, 2024. Again, man, just gaining new perspective. Grandfather times 5. Some think I'm like a grandfather times 6 or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, let me look at it. 2, 4. Yeah, like grandfather times 7 or some shit. Yeah, but nevertheless, man, you know, in it. You know what I'm saying? OG perspective. You know what I'm saying? Just basically, man, trying to find, you know, this is one of them forums, man, where we gonna be brother to brother. We gonna think out loud. You know what I mean? E.Ali and the ToLe'Do, and I always, why me? But it's like, why not? I don't see the perspective or some of the perspectives that's being talked, especially in this community. You know what I mean? Most of the time we have a local perspective so to speak, and we don't even value that and take not only participate fully in that process, especially during election times and shit like that when it comes to our local choices and shit like that. I feel as though we need to be a lot more aggressive. Definitely be able to hold our local officials more accountable, shit, because we can run into them and fucking Walmart, bump into them down at Jefferson Express or some shit like that. The Bulldog Cafe, you will run into them over there. If, you know, when brother Jamal get that up and running, you'll run into them in a couple spots around here and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But my point is that just be able to participate fully in that process. You know what I mean? Hold the people that's responsible for governing. Definitely be able to check those who are responsible for allocating the funds throughout the city. I mean, because they do shit like the other day I seen they run around putting new trees up. Fuck putting some new trees up. Let's cut down some of them old-ass trees that possibly might fall on some of these people's houses that's on the city side of the property. I'm sure it's a whole bunch of that. You could have took that money and went through some of these neighborhoods, man, and trimmed these trees. You know what I mean? Talk to us, man, about what need to be done throughout the city for the most part. But definitely, man, this is E.Ali and the ToLe'Do. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe, hit the share button and shit like that. I'm back in the building for this year, man, coming up. Starting the season off ferociously. Having that time, man, just in terms of being able to just allocate my time appropriately so that I can make efficient time and be able to hit these time slots and dates to be able to get that material out. Definitely within this year, man, I want to put out something. And I'm shooting for trying to give up a conversation daily But I don't think that might work. And just being realistically, we just gonna shoot for weekly. You know what I mean? To be able to just be real impactful weekly. We got the other show, Bottom of the Glass. You got the E.Ali and the ToLe'Do. Couple other things, man. ToLe'Do Talk, shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So just working and moving and grooving, man, trying to make this shit work. You know what I'm saying? But definitely getting the conversation out in terms of what's going on in our community, east of the Viaduct, east of the Viaduct. You know what I'm saying? You already know what it is. You can travel through the city and see what it is. That Viaduct divide. I always say it all the time. That Viaduct divide the city. Just look at the east of the Viaduct to downtown and just travel throughout where the black and brown is, and you can see, and it's evidence that somebody jerking us around in terms of with the funding. You know what I'm saying? But nevertheless, man, it's a lot of shit that's been going on. We got this year coming up. We got the Republicans are in full control, full swing on what's going to be dictated for possibly for the next 4 years and shit like that. Kamala Harris and Joe Biden definitely got disappointed. You know what I'm saying? And just that whole thing, man, just how the whole Democratic gave us Joe Biden, and we can see for the most part for a lot of that time, man, he wasn't even in control. He wasn't even at the wheel. You know what I mean? Senile seems to be, or being senile, or it appears he was senile, just old man and shit like that, going through that, and somebody was holding his hand throughout this whole process, man, and doing the at the end of his tenure, you know what I mean? So, you know, they tried to Fugazi, you know, tried to slip Miss Harris in on that. You know what I'm saying? But nevertheless, the Donald, Mr. Trump is the president now and shit like that, man, and everybody freaked out about that. But, you know what I'm saying? We'll see how that go about. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, we just have to change our perspective, get a new, you know, now they pushing mental health. You know what I mean? That's something, man. You know, that's always been a thing in terms of mental health, you know. But for us, you know, for the most part, it's to me, I don't think it's never really been valued and considered. You know what I'm saying? But now it's being promoted, but it's being promoted for the most part to say, hey, something is wrong with you. You got a problem. You talking too much. You know what I mean? We need to check your mental health. You done said something out of pocket, out of line. That shit you just said is crazy. Nigga, please. You know what I'm saying? So you got to watch that even. But, you know, man, just on the local level, Toledo, Ohio, you know what I mean, shit that's going on, you know, to close out the year, man, we need to be aware of the shit that's popping. You know, a couple of our brothers and shit like that then ran into situations with the police. I think early in the year we had the dog bite. You know what I mean? We had a situation with two of the the professionals in our city, up, you know, the boxers the boxers. We had Miss Sugar Jones. You know, she ran into her situation, and then, you know, you just had Robert Easter Jr. just had his little situation, man. And you know, that brother, man, that I pray a lot for that brother, man, and his situation. You know, especially after he got shot. You know what I mean? Still trying to make the decision if he gonna, you know, I don't know if he's healthy enough to get back in the ring or not, but to get back off in there. Still got plenty of time to do that. You know what I mean? But just worried about that. You know what I'm saying? And seen a couple of weeks ago, made the post about, you know, his jury and what that was worth and shit like that. You know what I mean? And it's like, you know, you can't be, you know, for me, you can't be spending your money like that. You ain't made enough to be, you know, throwing 75,000 on some jewelry, especially some shit in your mouth. You know, that's gonna definitely depreciate its value and shit like that. But to throw that out there, that ain't necessarily, especially for these clowns around here, bro. Like, do something else. You know what I mean? But 75,000 at the time, you could have spent that. Shit, man, a better investment would have been a couple cribs and shit, and you be up right now with that move. You know what I'm saying? Especially with how shit going. You know what I mean? But here or there, man, you know, I just, for me, man, you know, I think you just have to reinvent yourself, young brother. You know what I mean? Get out here on the spokesman or on the lecture circuit. You definitely can write your autobiography. You know, you definitely can do that. You know what I mean? Talk about the shit that you've been through. You know what I'm saying? Coming from here and what you had to duck and shit like that, so that you can get back into school, bro. Do something, whatever that you wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? You can get off and spend some of that money, get you a couple trucks. You know what I mean? Shit like that or something like that, bro. But it's a lot of shit you can do. But my thing is, don't be fucking around with these dumbass dudes, man. It's going to jeopardize your situation, having you can spend money that you don't have to spend and shit like that. Be wise with your bread and how you spending it. Because in the next 10 years, bro, I swear, bro, and this is no fronting, no fucking with you, not trying to belittle you in no kind of way, but I don't want to see pulling up in McDonald's or one of these fast food restaurants, young bro, and you on the fries or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got a whole lot of potential and shit ahead of you, like even like Big Baby. With Big Baby situation and shit, like the little loss he took his age, man, he can sit back for 3-4 years, get real strong, work out, spar and shit like that, man, and still come back and be notorious. You know what I'm saying? He got plenty go. You know what I'm saying? That was nothing right there. For me, it's about how you get back on your horse, bro. How you get back on your thing and make the shit shake. Then my thing is this right here. Don't listen to the noise. You don't have to live up to nobody's expectations, but the ones that you create for yourself and the ones that your family have for you. Especially the expectations that you have for being a father and shit like that. You both. So that's your first obligation. You know what I'm saying? To yourself and to your family, man. And all the other shit don't matter. You know what I mean? My opinion and none of that. But my thing is like, for me, man, y'all the new Jimmy Jackson for us. Cause when I grew up, it was like Dennis Hopson, early on for us. It was Melvin Newborn. You know, the Chris Poliniks thinking he was gonna go to the NBA, but it was definitely Dennis. Then it was Todd Mitchell, you know, that we seen from this area. Then Jimmy just took the shit. Jimmy took the shit to the next level for us, getting a big bag. You know what I mean? Doing what he did with that. Then your Nate Washington, think it was. No, I take that back. It was the Myron Bell. It was Myron Bell. It was Jimmy, Myron Bell at the motherfucking time. Who else was popping in the sports? It was somebody else. Damn. Big Smith over there, Carnell Smith, Chuck Webb. Matter of fact, it was Chuck Webb, Jimmy Jackson, Boo Bell, all them cats over there. Matt Comer had that shit rocking. Then it was like what Scott had the year that Jimmy done won it. Scott won it after that, so it just made it seem like, man, this shit was about to go crazy with the sports. You know what I'm saying? With us. Then they came through and shut that shit down. Somebody allowed them to shut Matt Comer down and disrupt what the fuck we thought we was about to go, bro. We was producing them. You know what I'm saying? So then you had I forgot you had the William Buford, you know what I mean? The Loving, you know what I'm saying? Thinking he was gonna go next, because it seemed like every 4 years they only came up here and got the next talent in terms of basketball talent going to the Ohio State, especially in that ring, from looking at how they did Dennis, how they did Jimmy, how they did Buford, and then Loving. It was like every 4 years they got whoever was popping. You know what I mean? We was producing somebody every 4 years that was able to go to the university. You know what I mean? Off the basketball shits. You know, but we had Webb, Chuck Webb went to the Tennessee. Then I think he went to Minnesota or some shit like that. I think it was. If I'm not mistaken, I have to look that up. You know what I mean? But nevertheless, man, I'm saying for these guys, the young guys nowadays, man, you Big Baby and Prince Albert Bell, Robert Easter Jr. with the likes of Nate Washington, so to speak, for football. You just had a couple other brothers, and I don't mean no disrespect in terms of them brothers that just got drafted to the NFL within the last 4 or 5 years that came out of here. You know what I mean? I have to get on I have to put that inside the thing in terms of all the top athletes within the last 5 years, man. And I'll make sure I put that in the link or whatever. But you brothers you brothers are the forebearers in terms of the personalities that the young brothers got a chance will have a chance to look up to, man. That's inspiring. That's for the next generation. Y'all didn't even inspired us, man. Because I mean, for the most part, the fights that came here, I made attempt to get down there, especially. The first E-Bunny and shit like that. I got to a bail fight and shit like that. So in that sense, bro, the things in which y'all brothers able to accomplish around here, you know what I'm saying, is tremendous. You know what I'm saying? To be able to bring the fights here and shit like that, man, to bring y'all thing here and do y'all thing, generate the money, generate the excitement and shit. Keep that going, bro. Y'all got that, man. Y'all, I take my hats off to you, B. You know what I'm saying? So that in itself, man, to be able to see, I mean, it's promotion, marketing. Be able to put yourself in those situations, in those companies, and in those situations when you hot, you know what I'm saying, and be able to turn it on and keep it on. You know what I mean? Because all publicity could be turned around for something positive. Even that little situation that you found yourself into a couple of weeks ago with the law and shit. But nevertheless, man, making just better choices, man. Hey, moving on to political aspect of things. I know motherfuckers like wonder how do a brother like yourself be able to get the or would give you the the insight or the knowledge or the educational what can I say, certification to be able to talk or speak on it. For one, man, I'm a citizen you know, I listen to, you know, just a different, you know, I just don't follow the mainstream media. You know what I mean? This new wave of internet that allowed us to listen to a whole lot of other opinions about how shit go. You know what I'm saying? And I knew always that and you know, it was always something else. You know what I mean? But to hear some of these other guys in terms of talk about what the fuck is going on. But you know, just the other day, man, Biden approved Ukraine to be able to use long-range missiles to strike inside the territorial of the Russia Federation. You know what I mean? Almost causing the situation, man, up in the escalation ladder in terms of this conflict, you know, and America involving themselves in it by doing that, co-signing and shit. You know what I mean? And this shit can definitely turn nuclear, because Russia is a nuclear power. And for the most part, and I only say that, man, because for the most part, a lot of times us around here don't look at shit globally or what's going on outside the fucking, outside of our border. You know, only worried about what's going on up in Detroit or some shit like that or wherever. But you know, that the shit that's going on overseas, you can see where, you know, they want to, you know, Israel is trying to get America to co-sign and join them in this three-front war with Hamas, Hezbollah, and they fighting the Houthis, they fighting the Syrians, and they fighting the Iraq. They bombing everything over there for the most part. You know what I'm saying? But they trying to get America to co-sign to help fight or to go against Iran. You know what I'm saying? And just the conflict and the money that's being spent. You know what I mean? For us or for black folks, man, we've been looking and asked Biden for the most part before he got hired. It was always a conversation about reparations and shit like that. But that was quickly foiled when you started conflicts in Kuwait. Ukraine and Israel. The situation with Ishmael and Palestine. You know what I mean? 75 years of occupation and shit like that overspilled one morning and shit like that, man, and then you got a whole mess. So with that being said, man, it's like, you know, how do we as a people just here, you know, and this on the global side, but this it's getting bad, man, especially when you see how Rite Aid, the Best Buy, you know what I mean? You can see the restaurants is starting to really struggle around here. You know what I mean? The bars is taking a real big hit. You know what I mean? You're seeing the effects of COVID, high inflation, gas money, gas and shit. You know what I mean? Failed policies by the last 4 years of Democrats and shit like that. You know what I mean? But for us, man, it's like we got to focus on the shit, you know. We got to make our shit better here. You know what I mean? We got to, for one, like, it's hard for businesses to stay open, man, if you got half of the motherfuckers coming in there trying to take up out of there. Like, that shit, the whole concept ain't going to work. Ain't no physical business going to be able to stay open if half of the motherfuckers is coming in there trying to put something in their pocket. That business model is not going to no longer work. So therefore, stores and shit like that going to deliver that shit to you. We'll bring it to you, what you want. You know what I'm saying? We'll bring it to your motherfucking car. Road carts, road road card service and shit. You know what I'm saying? That's the new motto. Because they don't even want you come in there touching this shit. Because half of the motherfuckers come in there picking it up, putting it in their pocket. So I get that. I mean, especially if I was a store owner, you would have to consider a lot of that shit that's going on now. But you know, this your boy E.Ali, man. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe. Tune in, man. I'm back in the building, filming Thursdays and shit like that, man. You know what I mean? Putting it down for the nation. You know what I mean? Putting just putting my two cents in, man. You know what I mean? I paid for it. You know what I mean? I bought the equipment and then I invest the time to do so. And all it is just my opinion. I don't mean to offend nobody. I move out of love and consideration and definitely will watch what I say. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, in my book, everybody have a right to exist. Everybody. Ain't nobody above nobody. I always felt as though I was a child of God. I always had that intuition. Always felt that way. You know, I was always able to feel the power and the presence of the divine as a youngin', having those conversations. So I know he exists. I know of him. You know? So with that being said, man, this is your boy E.Ali and the ToLe'Do. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe, man. This is going down. Hey, man, I also got another thing going on. This is Broken Glass Media. This is the production of it. You got Long Shark Promotions with Triple Beam Dreams. Triple Beam Dreams is the publishing company and shit like that, man. You see the Triple Beam back there. You know what I'm saying? I gave up my hoop dreams for the Triple Beam. You know what I mean? Early on in the late 80s for me, for the most part. But in the 80s and 90s and shit, you know what I'm saying? When America had a war on drugs and it was being fought and distributed and promoted and being what can I say, being implemented within the inner cities of America. You know what I mean? And I participated for the most part. It was only seen because it was like everybody that was doing it. It seemed right. It wasn't my fault. I was young and misled and misguided. I didn't have no choice. You know what I'm saying? It was so prevalent and shit, and everybody was doing it, and I wanted to look sweet. I wanted something. I wanted a glass house Chevy sitting on Trues and Vows. You know, my color. I wanted that one like Think Punk. No, who had that? I forgot. Think Dab had one, but I wanted that Dookie. I wanted a Dookie Brown and cream, Dookie Brown and tan with tan seats. With some shit like that, man. Kenwood 2 knob. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that, man. You know, that was the inspiration back then and shit. Fuck school. That's what your boy KRS once said, and love's gonna get you. I made a G a week. Fuck school. A year go by, I begin to grow. Not in height, but juicy cash flow. I don't own the rights to that, man. That's your boy KRS-One. Dedicate that to him. You know what I mean? But them was the flows and shit, and that was the inspiration. New Jack City and shit. You know what I'm saying? Colors. You know what I mean? Shit like that, bro. You know, just trying to be on the block, trying to get at some paper. Everybody was doing, but see, life changed after you know, as a youngin', when you was, you know, be able to, within the first through the 1st through the 15th, be able to make $500 to $1,000 a day. You know what I mean? Make more than what your mama make more than 3 days, man, what your mama making a whole month. Now go figure. And you being a young nigga, only 15, and I'm sitting up here holding more money than my mama. You know? Yeah. But then get caught up in the gunplay and all that goofy shit, bro. So it ain't worth it. You know what I mean? It's that shit brother to brother, man. Just trying to tell you, change your ways. Do something different. This ToLe'Do, you can be bigger than ToLe'Do, man. Don't weigh your life on the triple beam. You know what I mean? On that digital scale. Get outside of that. Find you a job, some employment and shit. You know, you got kids and shit, man. Do something with yourself. We all got to do better. You got to look yourself in the better. You for the most part, your bar is set by your parents. You got to do better than them. In every aspect, work, education, the whole nine. You gotta. That's your competition to outdo your parents. And your parents encourage you to live better than them. They want you to do better than what they did. They tried to set it up for that. Some of us has failed. I did, because early on, like I said, I was misguided and misled. You know what I mean? I was in the streets early at 15, and that's the poison in the situation around here in Toledo. Early on, that's what it seemed like it was, especially with especially on east side of the viaduct. It seemed like, single parent homes and shit like that. You had a few brothers and shit like that, like Marty Huff and shit like that, who had his dad. You know what I mean? You had Big Bo, who had the dad in the house and shit like that. Who else? Who else had they pops? You know, Chris Early had his granddad and his grandmom and shit, so he seen that. You know what I mean? You had to have those two individuals and shit, especially if they was working. You know what I'm saying? Getting at that paper, man. Life was really good for you. You know what I'm saying? And I seen those brothers who had it. You know? And so with that being said, man, those, for me, man, it's like, here's the thing. At some point, you got to take responsibility in your own doo-doo, your own shit. That shit ain't on you. That shit ain't on your parents. They set it up for you. One of the great accomplishments a parent can do for their kids, man, is to totally put them in a situation where they independent of them. They ain't calling every other week, every other day, talking about they need some money after they done moved out. You know what I mean? You should be able to be in a position to be able to do for yourself. That's what parents inspire to happen for themselves and for their kids. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, this your boy E.Ali and the ToLe'Do. Thursday the 21st, November the 21st, Thursday. And it's going down, man, 2024. You know what I mean? Long Shark Promotion, E.Ali and the ToLe'Do, ToLe'Do Talks. You know what I mean? Just thinking out loud, bro. That's all it is. It's a combination of all of that. Thinking out loud, E.Ali and the ToLe'Do with the ToLe'Do Talks. That's the combination of them segments with inside the episode. ToLe'Do Talk. Let's talk. Like, what the fuck is going on in this motherfucker? Why it look like that? Why, for me, man, on east of the viaduct, you don't have no sufficient grocery store. Family food and Seaway ain't gonna do it. You only got a couple, but you got two, maybe 2, 3. You got 3 on Broadway food. You know what I'm saying? You got a couple Save-A-Lots. Get the fuck out of here. You got to be fucking kidding me. You know, we got to do better, man. We got to ask and demand better from our officials and shit like that to be able to provide something sufficient and life sustaining within our community. Other than that, man, it's gonna get worse it's gonna get worse. You see the anytime your Rite Aids and shit like that and getting up out of there, it ain't been no real activities in years up there in Swainfield. That's always been central location for us. And so that's always should have been some red indicator for us if they can't keep no business up there for us to be able to go to. That was always where we did, especially for east of the Viaduct. You know, you had the grocery store. You can go get some shoes, some gold. You can do some banking up there and shit like that. You could have went up there and put a layaway in if you needed to. You was able to go up there if you needed something to drink, get your prescription filled. You know what I'm saying? Them days is long gone, bro. It looked like a bumpy road ahead of us, man. You know? But keep me in your prayers, man. Hit the like button, hit and subscribe. This your boy E.Ali and the ToLe'Do, City Marshal of Toledo, Ohio. Just giving my opinion, man. Local new. This is the E.Ali, like I say, E.Ali and the ToLe'Do weekly news recap. Just giving a recap of the local news, regional, and some of the shit that possibly might go viral. You know what I mean? You see that they ain't even, in this year, man, that we see coming in 2025, that money don't mean shit. Because your boy P. Diddy can't get his motherfucking ass up out of motherfucking jail. Almost look like, close to 2 months now going up on. You gotta go with a speedy trial. Fuck it. Let's go with a speedy trial, 90-day speedy trial. You know what I mean? Young Thug then got out, took one that, for me, man, just the hearing with the probation stipulation, 14 years of probation, and have to go up to Atlanta for the next 4 years and perform four shows. He won't violate that probation until after them 4 shows, and they'll find some excuse to have him violate. As long as and watch, they're gonna build a case after that and come get him after, you know. So that shit interesting, man, and shit, and how they throw the celebrity bullshit, you know, in our face. R.I.P. to Morgan Freeman and shit like that too, bro. You know, good brother, man. Always liked his flicks and shit, you know. But yeah, man, we in the shit now, man. We got Trump. You know what I mean? Trump gonna do some real gangster ass shit this time around too. You know, and one of the things for me, man, and I tell everybody, I don't believe the hype. I believe what he said. The news is fake. You know, yeah, he play into that white boy prejudice shit, but for me, man, early on, I seen the man in too many circles, man, where that wasn't the case. You know what I'm saying? Donald used to fuck with the brothers heavy. You know what I'm saying? Especially when Tyson was on top of shit. Then I just heard some of the real shit that didn't just happen, man, and just some of the shit he did, you know? So, and if you do the research on the man and shit, you'll be like, well, man, that's kind of hard for us to believe that he's so racist the way y'all trying to portray the guy, you know. But it is what it is, man. This your boy E.Ali and the ToLe'Do again. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, that when you hit the like button, hit subscribe, man, that boosts the algorithm for that and shit like that, man. Hopefully I could turn this shit into something monetarily and shit like that. Give me a couple dollars and shit. And then so I'll be able to possibly, you know, put myself in a situation, man, where I can do this shit part-time and still be able to do that get heavy on the research, get me get somebody to help write the show and shit like that. Take care of the board, the editing of the video and shit like that, man. Just so that I can offer a better quality situation for not only for myself, but for you guys and shit like that, man. So that I can come in and share. Thank y'all for giving me the opportunity, man. Big Unc, city marshal of the city, man, to come in but for me, man, it's just trying to be inspirational for the guys in my city, trying to show them that we can do something better than what was being said. Plus, for me, man, we got conversation. We always been sitting around this motherfucker yipping and yapping and shit like that. So for me, I think the new podcast and the way you do shit is definitely beneficial. You know what I mean? And it's something for me that we can participate in. So I'm just trying to put that together to keep my momentum, keep the conversation going on some of the issues and topics and shit like that, man, that we can move the conversation beyond just the coffee table and shit like that, but put some real actions on it. You know what I mean? Some real meat on the fucking bones and get something happen around this motherfucker, man. But again, man, this your boy E.Ali. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe. Also, man, pay attention to that channel and them drops on that bottom of the glass. Elena Wilson, bottom of the glass with a splash of E.Ali. Just a little thing, man, where we sit over there, talk about love and relationships and shit like that over the drinks. This is my thing right here where I get more, just get into myself and get, come over here and cry, give you my concerns, issues, and the shit that I see from my perspective. Feel as though I have a unique one, an OG one. You know what I mean? Got a unique background, shit like that, man, and shit. So just having, just trying to create a situation in which I'm able to share and influence and educate. But definitely understanding that words create, save, and destroy. You know what I mean? And watch what I say. But being what I say too. Ain't afraid to say what I mean. You know what I'm saying? Talk from the heart. Don't talk with no disrespect towards nobody. Respect everybody's situation and shit like that, man. That's what that is. But again, this is your boy E.Ali, man, trying to make an effort, trying to make a point in sharing my opinion on life issues and life concerns and problems and shit. And hopefully, man, use this platform, not only that, as a therapeutic way to also, to get out the shit that I need to. You know what I mean? Having y'all as my therapist. The shit that I say and watch the feedback and shit I might get that'll help me out. You know what I'm saying? Listen to your opinions and shit like that. But hit the like button, hit the share, hit the comments and shit. Send the hate mail and all that, man. I don't give a fuck about none of that. Send that in. You know what I mean? Because all I'm going to do is take the hate, see what you hate, and then I'm going to tweak it. Because it's something that you hate, I'm doing. Cool. If it's something I hate, I said, man, I ain't got nothing to do with that. That's just my opinion. But if it's something that, and if you can offer something, and if I say something that might offend some people, man, or whatever, I apologize. But I really don't care because I'm being honest, truly to me and how I see it. You know what I'm saying? So, and I know I make a real positive attempt to not offend nobody. So I don't really care about that. But however, hey man, peace.
Damn, man.
Reporting live, Alexis Means, 13 ABC, Action News.